First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh and His only begotten Son, who the world didn't call Jesus Christ. And I do so by Shem Mashiach Yahushai. This your brother Aharon the Righteous from the Angels of Yahweh. And I'm just about to update y'all on this quick edification and what I see, right, through my peripheral view, right, what I see in the community, right, and how I see what affects, is happening in the community, right? You know, what I see is a lot of prideful men, right, who stun the growth of the truth, right? You know, social media has became the devil's playground, right? Because you got brothers fighting within. You got brothers making, you got brothers making heretic statements, things like, I done heard brothers saying stuff to the nature of, if you're not part of this camp or that camp, you're not in the truth. You can't, salvation is not for you, right? This is stuff that's coming out of these brothers' mouths, right? Like, who gave you, right? Did Yahweh Shai come down and give you that truth himself? Where's this coming from, right? So hey, we gotta deep dive and analyze, right? So with that said, I'm gonna go to First Peter's, right? Because nobody knew better than the apostles. So whatever brother's saying today, I'm not trying to hear it. You got brothers change doctrine every day, right? So if it ain't coming from the these holy scriptures, then I don't want to hear it, right? So this what Peter said: for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God, and if it first began at us, right? So who would know better than Peter? Paul, right? The apostles, right? So who are you to say, right, that if you're not a part of this camp, my camp, salvation is not for you, right? Hey, Peter said, hey, judgment gonna first start at the house of God and begin with us, right? What shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh, right? Your new found doctrine is not the gospel of Yahweh, right? The gospel of Yahweh is that he would die for the Israelites and be resurrected for their sins, right? Die for their sins and be resurrected on the third day, right? Hey, so miss me with all that folly, man. Brothers been going off lately, and they making a spectacle of the community, right? They shutting up the kingdom of the Most High, right, to those that are lost, because people think that this truth that we bring in is hypocritical, right? This verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? It just said the righteous shall scarcely be saved. That mean barely. That mean by the hair of your chin, right? So how do you got this profound wisdom, this new wisdom that, hey, if you not from my camp, salvation is not for you? See, that's the problem with social media. That's the problem with YouTube. That's the problem. If you gonna go, just go do the work, man. See, I was telling my brothers last night, we had a call. Like, if you can't be real to first you got to be real to yourself. Because, hey, If you're not real in yourself, you're going to go on social media and be fake, right? You doing it for the net. You doing it for the net, right? So this is why people say some of the things that they say out of their mouth, because it's all for clickbait. It's all for views, right? This what this Israelite community has come to, and they got to be stopped, right? Because truthfully, brothers are shutting up the kingdom of Yahweh, right? Let me go to the scripture. This Colossians 3 and verse 22. It says, servants, obey all things, your master according to, in all things, your masters according to the flesh, right? And if Yahweh Shai is supposed to be our masters, we supposed to obey all things, right? Go out there and just do the work, right? Work out our own salvation, mind our business, preach the gospel, right? And so on and so forth, right? But yet, you got brothers coming up with these doctrines of devils, right? Every week it's a new doctrine, right? So it says, not with eye service as men pleaser, right? Like I said, everything don't have to be for social media. Everything don't have to be for the net if you doing the work of Yahweh, right? You don't got to show somebody that you doing alms. You don't got to show somebody. You don't have to let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Every which way the wind blow, right? That's which way you going. You trying to show everybody, I'm going hard. I'm mighty in the spirit, right? That ain't what the Most High think of you when you doing that. The Most High said in his head, hey, that's your reward, right? It say, but in singleness of heart, fearing Yahweh, right? Verse 23, and whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord and not unto men, right? Do it to the Lord and not into YouTube. Do it to the Lord and not for Facebook. Do it to the Lord and not for IG, right? Because this is where all this unwanted confrontation is coming from. Because everybody looking, right, to do it for the next man, right? To do it for the leader of their camp. To do it for brothers in their camp. But the scriptures say, do it wholeheartedly as to the Lord. You're not doing it for the Lord if you flexing on IG, right? It's Ephesians verse 6 and verse 6. It says, start at verse 5. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, right? Hey, you supposed to be doing this work with fear and trembling, right? Towards the Most High, right? Because what it said in Matthew's, right? I think 27 and 19, or 19 to 27, one of them. It say, hey, the servant of the house, the master of the house, when he come back, right? And he don't find his servant doing, he gonna destroy him. So you should want to do this work with fear and trembling, and singleness of your heart as unto Christ, not with eye service as men pleasers. See, I don't want to be known as a man pleaser, right? The only one I'm trying to please is Yahweh, right? But as servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart. If it ain't from the heart, right? Just, hey, put your hand over your mouth. If it ain't from the heart, put your hand over your mouth, man. Right? Because, hey, everybody gonna be rewarded for what, for every accusation that roll off their tongue, man. And you don't want to, you don't want to be you don't want to be on the Lord's bad side, man. The scriptures say it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Lord. Right? So, yeah, man. I just want to touch bases on, while I'm at work, just do a quick, get some quick edification, right? And so I'm gonna end it with this last scripture. It says Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So, I mean, if I'm knowing the Most High, right, is watching me, I'm trying to be on my best behavior to the best of my ability, right? With fear and trembling, Hey, because the Most High could take you out of this thing. We should be grateful to understand and have that knowledge and wisdom that we are the Israelites, man. We should understand that. We should have that knowledge and wisdom. We should understand. We should be grateful. Right? And use that, right, to build up the kingdom. This 1 Thessalonians 2:4. But as we are allowed of Yahweh to be put in trust with the gospel, right? So if the Most High allowed you to come into this thing, He put you in trust, right? He put you in trust to handle the gospel, man. Even so, we speak not as pleasing men, right? Not as pleasing people on social media, man. Because that's what it boils down to. Everybody want to be accepted. Everybody want to be somebody. Everybody want a name in this truth, right? It say, but Yahweh, which trieth our hearts, right? For neither at any time use we flattering words, as ye know, nor a cloak of covetousness. Yahweh is witness, right? Verse 6, nor of men sought we glory, neither of you, nor yet of others, when we might have been burdensome as the apostles of Yahweh. Right. Hey, so, you just go out there and you do the work. You don't have to use flattering words. You don't have to be trying to be all elegant and all, almighty. Don't exalt yourself. Let the Most High exalt you. Let others exalt you, right? Through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? But yet you got brothers that seeking glory. And that's their reward on earth. That's their reward. That ain't doing the work. So I'm gonna just end on this scripture, man. I got to get back to work, man. I hope this been edifying, right? To those who, listen. And may the Most High be with y'all, man. Kwam Yasharala.